Parents are very important. They have a very important role to play in special education in order for their children.
Why did you hurt them? Insane. They're gonna kill you. They're crying. You ugly. What are you running? Get out of here. Give it to me.
This is me. Let's talk about my abilities.
Welcome to another episode of Able Voice Talk Time. My name is Olayode Olaniyi Samuel, the General Secretary of the Able Voice of Special Needs Children Initiative. On this episode, we are going to discuss the roles of parents in special education. The roles of parents in special education. What is special education? Special education is a customized educational program designed for learners with disability in order to meet their unique educational goals. A specialized or a customized educational program designed basically for learners with disability in order to meet their unique educational goal. Issue disability. Learners with disability find it difficult to cope in irregular educational settings. Therefore, a customized educational program is needed in order to accommodate these learners. Special education also involves the use of customized educational instruments, customized educational teaching method by a trained professional in order to accommodate learners with disability. So what are the aims of special education? Special education promotes students' academic, social, and emotional growth. Special education provides support for learners with disability in their academics, their social, and their emotional growth. So with tailored instruction, special education equips learners with disability with academic skills, the social skills, the daily living skills, and other skills needed to manage their emotion. Secondly, special education provides accommodation and modification. Special education provides accommodations and modification. Special education modify the normal or the regular classroom instruction. It modifies it in order to accommodate learners with disability. For example, a learner with visual impairments who might not be able to read and write with inks, they are now using the Braille system in order to read and to write. This is a modification to the normal educational curriculum that we are all used to. Okay. Thirdly, special education fosters independence and self-discovery. In special education, learners are trained on how to be self-dependent, how to be independent, how to be self-aware, how to be aware, and how to have confidence in their ability. So in special education, the learners are equipped with the skills to be independent, the skills to make them to be self-aware, and also the skills that will make them to have confidence in their ability. Disability doesn't mean inability. So if there is a presence of disability, it doesn't make individual inability. So as a learners with disability, they also have some ability in them. So special education helps to promote this ability. Some services in special education. In special education, we have some services which are put together in order to support learners with disability. These services are required in order to support learners with disability. These services include 1. Specialized instruction. Number 2, the related therapy. Number 3, the assistive technology. Now, what is specialized instruction? Specialized instruction include individualized education programs. Individualized education program, IEP. IEP is a customized educational program designed for learners with disability in order to meet the specific goal. IEP outlines the specific goal that will be met at a particular period of time. The IEP outlines the goals, it outlines the time range, the time that the goal will be achievable, it outlines some accommodations, and also it outlines the related services to support learners with disability. So IEP is one of the examples of a specialized instruction. The second one is related therapies. Related therapies. Therapies like speech therapy, vocational therapy or occupational therapy, and behavioral therapy are needed in special education in order to support learners with disability. The third one is assistive technology. Assistive technology include the use of a specialized devices in order to support learners with disability. Some of these devices include the wheelchair, the braille system, the hearing aid, and so many more. We have some prostheses for learners with amputation or a learner with other physical disabilities. So these devices are important in order to support learners with disabilities. Now, what are the roles of parents in special education? The roles of parents in special education. Parents are very important. They have a very important role to play in special education in order for their children to achieve the academic goals. Parents have a lot of roles to play. So the roles include, number 1, parents should dedicate enough time for their children. As a parent, you must dedicate enough time for your children. You want these children to be successful in life. Therefore, you have a lot of roles to play. For children with disability, the parents have, let's say, they are paid for their therapy. So the payment for therapy alone might not be enough. Payment for therapies alone might not be enough. So you must also dedicate some of your time to manage these children. You must readily be available for these children. As the professionals, as the therapists, they are doing their own. The parents must also be available to check, to support what the professionals, what they are doing. So the parents, you must dedicate enough time for the management of your children. Secondly, the parents must provide the best and appropriate services for your children. You must be readily be available to provide appropriate and best services for your children. For example, a child with attention deficit hyperactive disorder, ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. This child might not be able to sit to listen to instruction in the classroom. So the effort of the teachers might not be seen, like as the teachers are trying their effort to educate these children, because of their unique nature, the attention deficit, they lack attention. They cannot stay in one place for 1 minute. So such children might not be able to achieve what they're supposed to achieve at that time. Therefore, parents need to provide support for this child. Now, this child might need what we call the behavioral therapy. Behavioral therapy. So the parents must be readily available to provide this support for the children. Also, as a parent, you must also understand what IEP of your children is all about. Understanding IEP. IEP is a multidisciplinary program. That is, it involves different professionals, including the parents. So as a parent, you must readily be available to attend the IEP meetings in order for you to understand what IEP is all about. What are the goals they want to really achieve with your children? So as a parent, you must understand IEP. You must understand it and must be readily available to attend IEP, because some professionals, the related professionals, they are the one that are making decision, and it is the duty of the parent to finalize that decision. You must be aware of the decision you want to take on your children. So you must be available to attend IEP meetings. The next one is that parents must communicate regularly with the special education team. As a parent, you must communicate regularly with the special education team. With regular communication, you will be informed on the progress of your children. Therefore, you must communicate regularly with the special education team. Also, parents must provide insight and observation. If you notice anything about your children, about the progress, about the strength, about their weakness, you must communicate this with the special education team or other professionals who are working with your children. Those are the ways you play your part in special education. Now, how can parents advocate for their children's special education need? How can parents advocate for their children's special education need? The parents are the best advocates for their children. Therefore, they must advocate effectively for their children. As a parent, how can you advocate for your children? Because you present your child the way you want people to address him or her. So, on this episode, we want to educate or plead to you to advocate, to really advocate for your children. Now, how can you advocate? The first one is that as a parent, you must understand the rights of your children. Understand the rights of your children. What is the law saying about special education? What is the law saying about special needs individual? What is the law saying about stigmatization? What is the law saying about labeling? So all these things must be well understood by the parents. So you must familiarize yourself with special education law. You must familiarize yourself with the right of your children. So with this, you'll be able to advocate effectively for your children. Secondly, parents should request for assessment and observation. As a parent, you don't only need to pay for therapists. You don't only pay for therapists. On a regular basis, the parent should request for the assessment in order to check the progress of their children. So if you are the type that you just pay for therapists and you forget about your children, you are not doing the right things. So you must request for assessment on a regular basis. So these are the ways you can be the best advocate for your children. In conclusion, the parents must also participate in decision making. As an advocate, you must participate in decision making. Like I've said earlier, in the IEP, the parent is one of the core team, because IEP is a multidisciplinary program. So the parents, they are very, very important in IEP. So in the IEP, that's where we make decision on what to do with your children. What are the goals that you want to achieve? What are the needed services? So as a parent, you must be readily available in order to make the right decision. So by doing all this, you are advocating for your children. So before we end it, let us quickly do some recap of what you have been discussing. Okay? On this episode, we are able to establish the roles of parents in special education. The roles of parents in special education, and we discuss what special education is all about, the aim of special education, some services in special education, and the roles of parents in special education, and also how can a parent advocate for their children's special education need. Don't forget that the parents, they are the best advocates for their children. So speak for these children, stand by these children, and one day it shall make you proud. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. See you next time. Thank you.